Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and it is January the 2nd. Today's supposed to be a pretty interesting day. We'll get more into that later. Wanted to go and see what the returns look like. So on everything. As we know, there's a Bitcoin, Ethereum, and they've now included Solana in their media talking points narrative to pump up those three. That's what's going on right now. I'll show you further proof of that here in a minute. So in the last 7 days, we've had Bitcoin, I guess, 6.81% up. We've had over 30 days, Solana, because they've put their machine in motion. So far, we've got, I mean, you can see it a mile away. We've got Laura Shin pumping Solana. We've got Kathy Wood has fallen in line. We've seen Mark Yusko fall in line. I mean, it's like they, back when they had fax machines, there would be faxes going to all these people, and it would be like, all right, here's today what we're going to talk about in crypto media. Well, I think now they're probably just getting emails and texts with their talking points. But today, we've now seen Mike Novogratz fall in line, and so I'll show you the clip of that. You can, I mean, I can see, I've told you, I can see around corners after 5 years of this. You can see it a mile away when these guys all in a coordinated fashion say, okay, now it's Solana's turn. I mean, it's just disgusting to watch, but it's obvious. Okay, just imagine what would happen if none of that kind of pumping stuff was going on and all these digital assets were just going up or down based on what the market decided without all of these people trying to dangle out all of these talking points in front of everybody and try to pump these things. It's pretty disgusting to watch. Even with all of their stuff, we've got for the year, XRP's up 83%. Solana's up the most at 845. So they've done a really good pump job so far. They've done a really good pump job on Bitcoin. I think they're all a little nervous after all the ETHgate that's been uncovered. They're a little nervous, and with Steven Narioff coming out, I think they're all a little timid about doing their Ethereum pump too much right now. So here we go. Now, this was a meme that was put out this morning. It says, me reading the Bitcoin standard and realizing fiat currency is the biggest scam in the history of the world. I agree with the fiat currency part, but I said, me watching the video of Homeland Security agents saying they met with the 4 Satoshis and then watching the entire Bitcoin industry pretend like that video doesn't exist, including the government. That's me seeing that. Here is Mike Novogratz falling in line.
That's important because you're going to have 9, 10, maybe, firms trying to build ETF products. That's 9, 10 sales forces going out and telling the Bitcoin story. Mm-hmm. And after that, they'll tell the Ethereum story and probably the Solana story.
Probably.
And so we're going to bring institutional capital into a space which has been dominated by retail. Right. That's important because
it's almost like he was saying, well, first we're going to pump Bitcoin, and then we're going to pump Ethereum, and then probably we're going to pump Solana. I mean, it's like disgusting. Now watch this from Coinbase.
So this Bitcoin ETF, spot ETF for the U.S. markets, really as foundational and as big a deal as people are making it out to be. It's a structural market change for this asset class that's coming into its being. The noise and chatter around sort of this approval is certainly intensifying, and we'll see how things play out. But the way we see it is that there's going to be secular demand and funds flows that are going to be coming into this asset class and this asset in particular. And then when you couple that with the halving that's coming up, which will reduce the block subsidy that's on the supply side by half, those two factors will, I think, combine together to be pretty explosive. I think one thing that's I think.
All right, and then we have this. Check this out. BlackRock will be buying $10 million worth of Bitcoin tomorrow. It says proceeds of seed creation basket on January 3rd, 2024. So it looks like seed capture statutory. I think that I saw somewhere the other day that it says total proceeds to the trust from the sale of seed creation baskets were 10 million. I don't know if this means it's already happened or they're going to do it, but that's what I had heard, that BlackRock was going to do an initial $10 million purchase of Bitcoin. Now, this is, remember, Robbie Mitchnick back in 2019, I believe, left Ripple and went to BlackRock. Just happens to be the guy who, with Susan Athey, created the valuation framework for XRP. Then he goes to BlackRock to head their digital asset division.
This technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we can have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement.
Can't do that on Bitcoin.
And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem. This technology is going to be very important. All
right. Now, I want to show you what Larry Fink from BlackRock was saying. This is what he was saying in 2021. This is 2 years after Robbie Mitchnick had gone there to head their digital assets. This is what he was saying back then.
Well, we are not having those conversations, and maybe they're talking to somebody else. So I don't want to suggest that we have perfect information, but our broad-based client relationships we've had very little interconnectivity on the conversation on crypto other than a fascination. I can tell you it is, the amount of conversations we're having on climate risk and how they should navigate portfolios is a major component of the conversation. The conversations about our deficits and the conversations we're now having on inflation risk is far more dominant with our clients worldwide than the whole conversation about crypto. But if you're asking,
I'll bet you that not one of his clients ever talked about climate change until he brought it up. I'll bet you that has absolutely nothing to do with any of their financial discussions coming from his clients. These people carry narratives. They create narratives. This is how they roll. This guy was doing the same thing that Jamie Dimon was doing, is downplaying this, acting like he didn't know anything about any of it. I'm trying to get somebody's ringing my phone here. All right. Golly. Why is it, usually you can push a button and it stops. Anyway, here's eGrag Crypto, XRP. It is brewing. The chart for XRP is tightening up like a pressure cooker ready to blow. An eruption seems inevitable, and the anticipation is rising faster than ever. Folks, I love it when everybody's looking at Bitcoin and all these pump tokens, and XRP is just sitting there, trotting along. I love it. Bring it on. Elon Musk 2024 is going to be even more crazy, is my prediction. I agree with him. Something big looms for America in 2024. Folks, I think 2024 is going to be great in some ways. I think it's going to be scary in some ways. I'm in DAIXRP.com. We're about to go over what this something big that I believe looms, and I believe we're literally about to have a fight. Good versus evil is what's about to go down, and it's kind of like, well, it's time for it to happen. It's kind of scary to think about what the corrupt bad guys are capable of who have put our country in this position, but I do believe that's what's coming. Now, in DAIXRP.com today, that's what we're going to talk about. And we're going to talk about what's coming. There's some information that I think is coming out today, which is going to be like supposed to be very explosive. And, you know, anytime things are hyped up too much, I start to wonder if it's probably not going to be that big of a deal. But this thing, if there's some new revelations, could get really crazy really quick. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe. Hit the like button and tell your friends and family that we are about to talk about something big that looms for America in 2024. And here we